Charlatan Maiden. I like your outfit. It seems familiar. Nice hat. Stone Gold Milprivis. Bookworm's attire. Soul of the Sage. The Charlatan Maiden is taking the scenery with fascination. Limsa, former disreputable haven for pirates, now one of the realm's finest city-states, boasting a peerless shipping industry and an enviable culinary culture. Oh, how it bustles. The tomes did not lie. They didn't. Ah, the crowd has dispersed. So she's a paladin. Well, here I am, Mother, in faraway Eorzea. I will complete this mission, just you watch. In your noble name, and as first of my class, I will succeed. And afterwards, perhaps I shall invite our esteemed alumna Alize for tea at the Bismarck. I'll be the envy of everyone. My apologies, good madam. I failed to notice you. I'm like 7 feet tall with ears. I am Lala Gingel, a native of Charlatan. By your appearance, I assume you're an adventurer. Why did they not recognise the Warrior of Light? Are you perchance well-travelled in Eorzea? Little bit. Not. So you are. How very fortuitous. And Temujin is your name, you say? I'd swear I heard it somewhere before. Well, at least there's that, I suppose. In any event, it is a pleasure to make your acquaintance. As for myself, I am an operative on a mission from the Forum, our nation's governing body. This being my first time in Eorzea, I studied as best I could in preparation, but there is no substitute for a local's knowledge. Thus did I intend to hire an adventurer like yourself to serve as my escort. How fortuitous! The mission is the pursuit and capture of fugitives, unless it will entail some danger, but you appear to be no stranger to such. No. Saved the world a couple of times, killed gods. You know, that kind of jazz. Might you be willing to assist me in this endeavour? Nod. Nod! Yes. Nod counter 1. I'm not going to keep a nod counter. Wonderful. While I have some skill with blade and can fend for myself, I shall be glad of your capable company. Now then, if I divulge the particulars of my mission, we should head somewhere more private, perhaps outside the city by the Zephyr Gates? That's nice. Not as rock as the Shadowbringers one, but quite bombastic and has almost an academic air. Where am I? Oh. Because I picked up the controller whilst I was in the cutscene, and for some reason, Ethernet, Zephyr Gates, Han Solo dies. Goodbye, chat. I wonder where I need to go. One of the real reasons, actually, I picked up the controller is because you can just tap X. How did we turn on the haptic stuff? Does it only work if you've got... It's not that option, is it? At some point, I will get this right. Is it only if you've got controller mode on? Don't know. Forgive me if I seem overly cautious, but this mission is highly confidential. For the wrong people to learn of it, my superiors would give me an earful. But I believe we may speak freely here, so permit me to brief you on the details. As I mentioned, I am on the trail of fugitives, criminals who fled Charlatan and came to these shores. Extremely dangerous individuals who have enhanced themselves via forbidden means. Means which have rendered them unsound of mind. I suspect that would be the greatest of crimes in Charlatan, because they're all about study. While in a state of delirium, one of their compatriots even committed murder. He died thereafter due to side effects of his enhancement, but 3 others remain at large and pose a threat to innocence. Their leader, a Vieira male, is also alleged to have stolen valuable technological secrets. By way of reference material, I've brought this soul crystal. Ow, it's hot! It's hot! What in the world? I've never known soul crystals to give off such heat before. It's reacting to me! Phew, it's finally cooled down. But what could have triggered that intense reaction? Not even the studium. Not even at the studium did I ever witness such a thing. But maybe it was you? Should just set her hand on fire now. The technological secrets which were stolen were I was about to say, is that a typo? The technological secrets which were stolen were contained in a similar crystal. This particular sample has been loaned to me by a healing institute in Charlayan. Tell me, Demagen, in the course of your adventures, have you ever fervently wished to save someone? Huh. I wonder. Alphino? No, not really. Tesleen? Yes. Wimbrida? Yes. Papalimo? Yes. Lise? No, I didn't actually mind Lise. Yeah, a few people I wish we could have saved. But failed to do so despite your best efforts. Oh, Emmett Selk? The Ancients? But failed to do so despite your best efforts and afterwards cursed your own powerlessness? Well, this is uplifting. Nod. Yes, but it doesn't stop me from trying to save whomever I can. Forgive me if my question was indelicate, but there can be no doubt the soul crystal resonated with that desire within you. When I received the crystal, I was told that, should it respond in this manner to my Aeolian collaborator, I should entrust it to them. For the knowledge it imparts, the knowledge of Somnoutics, would surely avail me in my mission. Developed at the studio, Somnoutics is a discipline which combines the wisdom of medicine, etherology, and sorcery, and those who have mastered it are called... I was going to throw in a different herb name there. And you know what? I couldn't think of any on the top of my head. They're called basils. No, sages. Through medicine, a sage grasps the workings of the flesh. Through etherology, she unlocks the secrets of the soul. And through sorcery, she learns to manipulate the two. Thus trained, a sage has the ability to both strengthen and heal. Yet by the same token, she is also capable of the opposite, of causing harm. No Hippocratic oath, then. Not just anyone can take up the sage's art. No, one must be prepared to hold the lives of others in one's hands. Are you willing to bear such a burden, Demagen? I've done it a couple of times, to be honest, mate. If you are, and would swear to use the art for good, then I shall entrust this soul crystal to you. Go on, then. So, have you come to a decision? Then I will bear... I assume I nodded then. You couldn't tell. Then I shall bear witness to your pledge. Do you swear to use the sage's art for good and to wield its power to the best of your judgment and ability? Nod. Excellent. Chosen as you are by the crystal, I had faith you would rise to the occasion. When those around you cry out for succour, the crystal shall be your ally, for it bears the wisdom of sages past and their hopes for the future. By hearkening to their whispers and following in their footsteps, you will come to embody those hopes, to save and change countless lives. Lest you worry how you will learn the art, I can provide guidance to an extent, in any case. During my time at the studio, I had occasion to study Somnoutics, you see. While I wasn't gifted in spellcraft and came to favour steel, I remember the lessons and will share what I know. Together with the soul crystal, I shall provide you with a set of sage's garments, which I assume I don't need to wear. So go on, take up your crystal and don your attire, and we shall begin your training! I like that. Press complete. Sage unlocked. Number of available gear sets in curry set. That is totally not the right button. Let's Place an armory chest. Use. Bookworms are shushable. Place an armory chest. Expanded armory chest. Oh, okay. I definitely do need to put these on then. I can't wear a raccoon. Why have I not got any level 70 stuff on me? Oh, did I stick it all in my... I bet I stuck it all in... No, do not... No. No, no, no. No, 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 no. Sage. I must have stuck it all in... I've just overwritten White Mage there, haven't I? Where's my White Mage thing gone? There we go. Let's move these down one. Oh, I can't move them down one because there's not actually any space down there. That's fine. What did I just delete? Whatever. Whatever. Okay, so we've got no decent gear. And we've got no items available for that. Let's take a look at the Sage's gear. Texture quality seems pretty good. Actually, they're clearly upping their game. That's fancy doodles. Right. Let's get rid of all of this. Now, where? This is why I made that video the other day. Where have I put the actual diagram? There. So. Actions.
Gnosis. Diagnosis. Cardia. Prognosis. Agero. There's some over there. Physis. Is our airway region. Phlegma. Eucrasia. Soteria. Icarus. Is our gap closer. Duocol is our lustrate. Dyscrasia is our airway DPS. Caracol is our bubble. Ixocol is... Oh, that's there. Zoe is there. Hepsis. Hepsis is there. Physis 2. I assume they've been upgraded, yes they have. Tuocol goes there. Toxicon is going there. Hymer. Versus 2 is already sorted. They switch over automatically. As that we've got currently. Right, we don't get Numa yet. When do we get Holos? Oh, we get Holos at 76. Oh, these are grayed out because I'm an idiot. Fragment 2 we'll get when that's upgraded. Risen Martyr is going there. Holos I've just put on already. Panheimer is going there. Versus 2 upgrades. Fragment 2, Disgrazer, Toxicon. Crisis is going there. Numa is our big level 90 ability.
Right. Eucrasia, an Adderskull gauge unlocked. Adderskull gauge indicates accumulated stacks of Adderskull. Right, these things are over there, which is obviously not helpful whatsoever. So let's grab that and stick it about there. Yeah, that looks like it fits. This can go here. So that's our Eucrasia thing. Oh! Oh no, that wasn't clear at all. So, you use Eucrasia, and then you use the ability, and it turns off. I thought it was going to be something that we'd have to toggle back and forth. That makes it much more usable than I thought it was going to be. Some of you might remember if you watched my Sage video, which I can't imagine many people did because it was probably really boring. I thought it sounded like it was going to be quite clunky switching in and out of this stance. But if it auto turns off, that will make it much more usable. That was my one big reservation about it. Right. Lala General has a mind to introduce you to the Sage's armaments. Kind of her. Dum 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 dum. Them legs though. Ah. I like the stance. You know what I'm looking forward to the most about this? My biggest... The thing about Scholar that frustrates me the most is the weapon animations and the running animations. Like, I'm just going to run with the book held out in front of me, because that makes no sense. This, you know, I don't know whether I'm going to prefer this over Scholar, because I do like the ease of Scholar. But the animations are clearly going to be better. I like the fact that our robe kind of falls on the floor as well. I see the crystal has imparted to you its knowledge, as expected. Excellent. You are ready to embark on your training, and naturally it begins with the armaments, a set of short staves known as Nuliths. Nuliths traced their roots to healers of Eld, who employed naturally occurring objects of power known as Adder Stones. These stones, which harbour spiritual energy, were placed around the sick and ailing to create an etheric confluence through which the healer channeled her magics. That's really good kind of wool texture work. It reminds me a lot, actually, of the texture work in 1.0 in terms of its quality. Say what you want about, you know, how demanding 1.0 was to run, it had good quality textures and clothing. From this primitive design, Nuliths gradually evolved into their present form, shooting lasers. While their construction is far more sophisticated, the basic principle remains unchanged. In practice, the sage wields Nuliths as an extension of her mind, sending them darting through the air to weave the arcane patterns through which she unleashes advanced magics. If they sound difficult to wield, well, it is because they are. Even the students most talented require years of training to become proficient, so we will manage it in a day or two. But you have the advantage that transcends talent. The crystal has chosen you. With its knowledge, the technique will come more naturally to you than others. Now, as much as I would like to have you try your hand with the Nuliths at once, I have just received promising intelligence from command. How? Where from? Apparently, our fugitives have taken themselves to Idleshire in the Dravanian hinterlands. Let us make our way there at once. I'm really hoping at some point that an NPC in a voice line says the name of Idleshire, because I still don't know whether it's Idleshire or Idleshire. Or Idleshire. Or Idleshire. Idleshire. That doesn't sound right at all. Let's make our way there at once. I think I prefer the quest complete jingle. Let us go, Triskelion. To Idleshire. I don't even do it consistently myself. Do, 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 do. That is so out of tune. Angele and Amphilis. Huh. Huh. Oh, it's because the commands are stored per class, aren't they? I'm just thinking, why is it not sprinting? It's because I've got Deathclaw set to this. Hi! So, this is Idleshire. The tales do not do the place justice. Truly impressive what the goblins and their fellow scavengers managed to build upon the ruins of our colony. I was gonna say, why Idleshire? And it's like, oh yeah, Sage, Charlian, duh. To the task at hand. As I mentioned before, we have reason to believe that the fugitives have recently passed through this town, may even still be here. For the sake of efficiency, I suggest we split up and search. I will see to the town south if you would tend to the north. That looks like a male bunny. I think that's a male bunny. That is a male bunny. Who let them in the game? What was that? Oh, they've rebalanced all the sounds and stuff, haven't they? Surveying. I was going to glamour off this, but actually I feel like just for the the general feel. And I really like the cloak, how it kind of pools on the ground. Help! Somebody please! I need help! Duty time. That rope texture is a little bit polygony. The texture itself is nice. The actual just end of the rope is very square. Did you hear that? With my ears, that must be a new hairstyle, which is why it's looking ropey. Oh. Oh. They get the cool gear. I still haven't got the cool version of the healer gear. That man is in fashion trouble, yes. Incoming! Look at me. When I'm talking to you. Wow. Stop this at once. Blocked. A sage's barrier? Loifer? Too many eyes and ears. We'd best leave. Nice earring. I don't know who you are. I don't care. Do not get in our way again. You've been warned. Wait. Come on, the teleport spell is not a fast one. You could have shot him. Or stabbed him. Or whatever. Drama. Drama pacing. Stand lookout for the fugitives. We found them. I was expecting a fight. That was them, our fugitives. But why did their leader protect you? Ah, such questions must wait. We must render aid to this man. I'm not entirely sure refined is how I would describe them. Not with that outfit. I'm such a snob! Thank you. Had you not intervened when you did, I dread to think what might have become of me. Permit me to introduce myself. Fulgenet of Charlian, at your service. Truly? I'm Charlian too. A recent graduate of the studium, in fact. Would you mind telling us what happened? Oh, what? That an alumnus should come to my rescue. Thalek watches over his own. As to what happened, what is there to say? I was going about my business when they set upon me without warning or provocation. I don't believe you. I see. What is your business, if you don't mind me asking? Healing. The provision of it, that is. I'm a sage, you see. What a coinkydink. And I travel the realm providing treatment gratis to those who cannot afford it. A sage besides. Speaking of which, one of your assailants, the Vieira man, also wielded sage magic. Was he known to you? No, I'd never so much as laid eyes upon him before. I do have an inkling, however, as to why the villains have come here. If they use the sage's art for ill, then their destination is like to be St. Mostian's Arboretum. The Arboretum? What could they possibly seek in that abandoned place? St. Mostian's Arboretum is one of my favourite dungeons, by the way. One of my favourite earlier dungeons. Following the Exodus, the cultivation of certain plants became forbidden in Charlian. But that which can no longer be found in the Motherland still grows freely there, among which are potent but dangerous herbs. I see. That does stand to reason, and I dare say it was for your knowledge that the fugitives attacked you. You too are a sage, yet you do not appear to be Charlian. How did you come by your soul crystal? Quite recently. I've acquired it? The good people of Physis Technot had entrusted the crystal to me, and when it exhibited a strong resonance in Demigen's presence, I in turn entrusted it to her. Then you were chosen to inherit. Is aught amiss, Master Fulgenet? No, it is nothing. I was but struck by the remarkable providence to have crossed paths with sages so far from home. Ours is a reclusive nation, after all. Our policy to observe, not intervene. This did not sit well with me, and so I left Charlemagne behind, as the great Master Louisoix once did. And though I would never dare equate myself to him, I do believe it my duty to alleviate suffering in the world. So that's what brought you to Eorzea. You are a noble soul, Master Feldrene, and I commend your resolve. Nod. Well, I must return to the road. I thank you again for coming to my aid. Till next we meet, let us both endeavour to seek out new knowledge and possibilities for the betterment of mankind. That sounds like a rallying cry, doesn't it? For the betterment of mankind. For the glory of mankind. Actually, that's what it's making me think of. Your-ha! I don't trust him. I mean, admittedly, I don't trust many people, but I don't trust him. What was that loading in animation? Let us head to St. Mossian's Arboretum at once. Given what we know of the fugitives, I consider they might be after knowledge sealed in the Great Kubel Library, but Master Feldrene presents a compelling theory. And for an all but a proven theory of my own, our quarry have clearly enhanced themselves with sage magic. I'd suspect as much given what they stole, but the leader's actions earlier leave little room for doubts. Not that it gives us any greater insight into who they are or their ultimate goal. Regardless, the use of Sage's soul crystal for ill is unforgivable, and I'll not rest until these criminals have been brought to justice. Right, to the Arboretum. Mission aside, I dare say it will be an ideal place for your training. Good, are we actually going to get to use some of these abilities? Yes, St. Mossian's Arboretum is one of my favourite dungeons. I really like the layout. I enjoyed doing it. It's just cool. You know, it's this massive, overgrown plant place full of some of my favourite enemies, like these buggers. I love mobiles. Are we going to get to go into the dungeon? By the scholar. So this is St. Mossian's Arboretum. From the illustrations, I did not think it would be so immense. Yeah, it's massive. It may interest you to know that this place holds special meaning to sages. From ancient strains to crossbred creations, myriad medicinal plants have been cultivated within its halls. Alas, in the wake of the Exodus 15 years ago, the once magnificent institution has fallen into ruin. I know! I've cleaned it out! Twice, haven't we? Wasn't there a hard mode version of this dungeon? Still, there's a certain charm in seeing nature reassert her dominion. Why, it must be a veritable menagerie of rare wildlife within. It's a little bit slimmer pickings than it used to be, I think. I did come here a lot. I should like to spend a day studying them, field guide in hand. Forgive me, this isn't a field trip, but a mission. Our objective is to find the fugitives from Phelan, that clues that will lead us to them. Please see to your preparations, a spot of practice with your spells will not go astray, and then we shall venture in. You've learned all sage actions and traits to level 70. Detailed descriptions can be viewed in the actions and traits window. Read your tooltips. We are going to have a duty. Okay. Oh, more balls. Okay, so if we do this and then that gives us the dot on it. Yeah, so the fact that it switches us out of Eucrasia, which for some reason I wasn't expecting. Let's put Cardian on, because this should then heal us. Oh, no, that's diagnosis. That's entirely the wrong button, isn't it? How does I play games again? What did this do? Okay. Ooh, that's cool. Okay, that'll do. I've played enough healer to... There's a reason why I spent all that time doing that video and putting things in place. Lala! If you're ready, let us venture forth. Your progress through the battle will be saved at certain points. In the event that you are defeated, you will be able to try again for the most recent. Item level 395. Yeah, we don't have that, do we? Man, I really why have I not got any decent equipment? Oh well, let's do this in hard mode. It'll be fine. If our assumption is correct, the fugitives come and may still be here. Keep your eyes peeled and your guard up. These halls are home to dangerous creatures. I will draw their attention that you may focus on applying your techniques. Have a Cardian. So, shall we practice some summonical fundamentals? To begin with, cast Cardia on me. Already done. Spell will establish a magical link between us. The residual ether of your attacks will be channeled onto me, healing my wounds as you deal damage to our foes. Tick! Yes, just so. Let us continue on. Oh, look! A marble! Oh, I haven't put... Hold on. I knew there was something that I hadn't done. Asuna, Lucid Dreaming, Rescue, Shorecast, Swiftcast. What did I just overwrite there? Cardia. Cast Eucrasian Diagnosis. Oh, this will give her a... Yeah. Now we may proceed with confidence. Okay, so she's getting... Oh, what was that? Oh, that was us getting adder stacks. I haven't set up any macros, have I? I can't play with that healing macros because I'm bad. Easy. Oh! I guess I'd have to set up the macro so that it would cast either Diagnosis or Eucrasian Diagnosis, depending on stuff. Beans ahead, please watch my back. Of course. We've got some adder sting stacks, and I can't remember. Yeah, it's Toxicon. See how well you wield your new lists. One might think you weren't just a novice. Well, yes. Differential diagnosis. We're going to get jumped by pond creatures? Peculiar trace. Some manner of plant seems to have been harvested here. Can't identify it by the remaining parts, however. There may be other clues nearby. We should investigate further. Yeah, this just stays on. And we've got a little buff icon there. The impression on the edge of the lily pad suggests someone knelt here, perhaps to draw water. Flurries of tiny bubbles break the water's surface at regular intervals. Some manner of creature hiding in the lily pad, perhaps. Fine scorch marks are in evidence on the leafage, reminiscent of those left by sage magics. Resting at the bottom of the pool is an animal carcass overgrown with plant life. Perhaps it fell in while foraging for food. Traces of ice. Someone recently fought here, a proficient wielder of magic. Like the two magey guys. The fugitives may be close. Be on your guard. Always. Right, does this disappear when we zone? Oh. It might disappear in a cutscene. Oh, hi, guys. Fugitives, in the name of the Forum, I demand you surrender yourselves at once. Nice gas mask. Is that a new item? Of all the weapons to bear against us. No matter. I warned you once, and I won't warn you again. Is this the battle music for for Endwalker? Yes. Oh yes. Don't actually recognise the icon for her yet. Chi-bomb? Oh, he's a monk. Oh, no, don't want to stand in those. Ooh, pretty. Nope. Oh! Nah! Oh, jeez! Yes! Please! Give me AoEs to avoid while I'm trying to figure out how to play a class. Oh! A little bit of stuttery there. Oh, jeez. Fortunately, these are all instant casts, so... I was not expecting how hard this was going to rock. Demi fire. Why is he just standing there? Oh, he's healing. Ouch! Oh dear, this is not going well. Well, yes, I know we've got to subdue him first. We figured that out already. This is quite challenging because I don't have the gear. Yeah, something's causing it to stammer a little bit there. Let's get some regen. Oh, what the? Wow, okay. She just got absolutely blatted. Fortunately, save points. Do 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 do. Yeah, we got this. I'm not paying any attention whatsoever to our resources. We just generally seem to have them when we need them. Lay down your arms and I promise you won't come to further harm. Ow. Oh, Jesus. Oof. I thought I'd found it for a second there. That was tough. Must go and get some gear for this one. Jeez. The Reaper one should be easier. Yeah, I'm finding that a little bit clunky currently. I think mostly because I don't have macros set up. And also, it's additional button presses on stuff. Loafer, we don't have time for this. Yeah, the music is... You held your own against the enhanced. But aye, that's enough sport for now. The mission takes precedence. Confound it, not again. But wait, they have left a bag. What's this? What's this? What's this? Do-do-do-do-do-do. What's this? Do-do-do-do-do. It's a dramatic pan. See, with other jobs, you'd have an entire kind of 60 to 70 stretch, normally, of job quests. But obviously, with these guys starting at 70, you don't get any of that. So they've put a little bit more effort, I assume, into this opening quest line. The pouch they dropped contained a plant. What they came for, I shouldn't doubt. 'Tis some manner of herb, but none I've seen in the course of my studies. And as I made my way out, I also stumbled upon what appears to be a diary by the entrance. Though much of its contents are magically obfuscated, I could make out some pharmaceutical terms, so we may assume it belonged to a sage. As we continue our pursuit, I will work on lifting the enchantment. When you have a moment, please feel free to peruse the contents in Idleshire. On that note, let's head back to the settlement. I'm not going to teleport. I'm going to fly so that I can offer initial thoughts. Not that it's a great distance away. The way Eucrasia works is better, but it is still 2 button presses to do one thing, whereas with Scholar, it's 1 button press to do one thing. I like the fact that they're all instant cast. That makes it good. But it's still arguably a little bit more complicated than it needs to be, really. I cannot imagine this will be a good job to play if you do have to deal with a high ping. Let's put it that way. But yeah, so far so good. Obviously, I need to put some macros and stuff together because at the moment, yeah. I've dispatched the plant to Charlotte for identification. When we learn what it is, I believe we will gain insight into the villain's objective. Now tell me, Demagen, have you been practicing with the new list while I wasn't looking? I ask because even with the crystal's knowledge, you demonstrated remarkable proficiency. Yeah, because we succeeded the duty first time. Regardless, displaying you have a gift for the art. The sages whose memories reside in the crystal must be beaming with pride. And sometimes I cannot help but wonder, if the sage's art was created for the betterment of mankind, why then does it incorporate techniques which inflict harm? And the fugitives, what could have compelled them to spurn our homeland's prescribed policy as Master Louisoix and Master Feldrene have? But I muse to no avail. It will be a while before we hear back regarding the plants. Until we do, please take the opportunity to continue honing your skills. As you go about your training, remember to heed the voices within your soul crystal. Do so, and your predecessors will surely grant you the wisdom to protect those you hold dear. A Diary of a Sage is now available for perusal. More entries will become legible as you progress through the story. Yes, like that jingle. So, next quest available at 80. No, 73. Oh, so we are going to have... Interesting, so we are going to have job quests for Sage. We're just going to have them 10 levels later than we have previously. Okay. A young child was brought in today. So very young to be suffering so. But if anyone can save her, 'tis we sages of Physisteknon. And save her we will. Though it took many days and repeated treatments, we have managed to stabilise our most recent patient. We adapted the Eucrasia spell, as my clever husband proposed, and it worked wonders. His brilliance truly belies his youth. Despite being 50 years my junior, he has already achieved so much. Interesting. So yes, thoughts on Sage. It's got a lot of potential. It's got some good abilities. I do feel that until I've got some macros set up, it may be a little bit on the clunkier side to play. But so far, so very good indeed. I also really quite like this buff thing here. I don't know which abilities I didn't use. We haven't used Icarus yet. And we didn't use the buffs because, of course, I never remember to use the buffs because I'm so used to being overgeared. And we got all of 216k XP. What's the leveling roulette timer like? He's a tank. 14 minutes, actually. Ain't bad, realistically, for this. I guess it's time, then, that we take a trip to... Was it Uldar? It was indeed Uldar. Let's take a trip to Uldar's Steps of Nuld. And let's see about unlocking Reaper.
Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, why not click the like button and consider subscribing. Remember, you can ring the bell notification icon to get notified when new videos go live. And until next time, cheerio.